Hi there, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about a mock interview. What the heck is a mock interview and how can you make the most of your mock interview? Welcome back. My name is Alycia Darby and I am the host of Win a Pageant podcast and the founder of the Win a Pageant Academy, where I work with women just like you every single day to help them win on stage and in life. And today we are talking mock interview because interview is the most important phase of any pageant competition. Well, any pageant competition that has an interview component, usually because interview is usually the highest percentage of your overall score. Plus, it has the biggest room for error. And so not just because of what you're going to say, but also how you're going to say it, how you look when you say it, how they get asked, all these things. There's so many things that can go wrong. And so a mock interview is the thing that prepares you for your pageant interview. Okay, so first let's unpack what is a mock interview. And then I'm going to give you some 3 key strategies on how you can make the most of your mock interview. So what is a mock interview? Well, usually a mock interview is essentially just practice. And it can look very different depending on who you are working with. So some contestants that I've worked with will create their own mock interview experience. Okay, so it's like a mock trial if you are on the legal team, and if it's like a mock debate if you are on the debate team, and it's like a dress rehearsal if you are a dancer. Okay, it is a chance for you to put yourself in a simulated experience so that you can practice not just what you're saying, but so that you can practice the experience of the whole thing. Okay, so some women will do this by collecting some neighbors and friends and saying, hey, here's a list of questions I'd love for you to ask me. And then they set up the whole scene and they say, let's time it. We're going to do a mock interview. In other cases, I've seen it to just be an ongoing list of questions where the contestant herself is able to just say, I'm going to give myself a mock interview. I'm going to ask myself these questions and I'm going to see how I can handle them. Okay. For other cases, it could be that you do a mock interview one-on-one with your coach, and your coach might say, or your friend or mentor or whomever, your director might say to you, okay, we're going to time this. I'm going to give you this many questions in this amount of time. And I just want to see how you do. In all of these cases, nothing is necessarily right or wrong, but I do highly recommend that before you enter into your mock interview experience, you think first about these 3 things. The first thing that's going to help you get the very most out of your mock interview experience is by setting up a simulated experience as closely to the real thing as you can. So that might mean that if you are going to be in a hotel ballroom, perhaps you put yourself in a hotel ballroom, or maybe even the place that you're going to be doing your mock interview. Perhaps you wear the outfit that you're going to be wearing. Perhaps you take the time to do your hair and makeup the way that you would do it that actual day. Perhaps you do your warm-up exercises. In the academy, I teach my clients how to do specific warm-up exercises and cool down exercises before and after their interview experience. I expect that they would do those for their mock interview as well, because it's going to help them get a better insights on how they really did in the mock experience. Okay, that they're going to get better feedback. I would time it. So I would time it to be how your pageant. Some pageants are one-on-one with 5 different judges for 3 minutes each. That is what you would want to then simulate. For others, it's perhaps a 7-minute panel style interview. That is what you want to simulate. Okay, to simulate rather. So whatever your pageant experience will be like in the interview room, that's the type of thing you want to simulate for yourself in your mock interview experience. Okay, the second thing that I think is really, really super important about your mock interview experience is you have to know what you are looking to get out of it. Okay, I see so many women that just want to do a mock interview because they just want somebody new to give them questions and they want their opinion about what did you think about the answers that I answered. And I understand why a lot of women would want that type of mock interview, but what I would really encourage you to do instead to get the most out of your mock interview is to actually practice the strategy that you are implementing for your interview. So instead of just looking for a bunch of questions and to simulate the experience itself, practice doing the strategy that you want to implement during your actual pageant. For my contestants, they learn specific sound bites that they want to implement. They learn an art called conversation looping. These are kind of advanced strategies, but those are the things that they are practicing in their mock interview. It's not about just what does this mock judge have as an opinion about what I just answered, but it's really rather they are able to judge themselves. How well did I implement the strategy that I've been learning over the last 6 months? How did I do in my mock interview experience? Okay. So I truly believe that the best thing that you can do to get the most out of your experience is to practice not just the question and answer back and forth, but to practice your strategy. And that's the feedback that you want. Now, speaking of feedback, my third tip for you to get the most out of your mock interview experience is this. You're going to be getting feedback, and feedback could be seen as either positive or negative in many cases. And the way that I sort it out is like this. I heard a mentor of mine tell me this, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. I apply it to many different things. She said, if somebody's feedback actually really does apply to your situation, then it wouldn't hurt for you to modify what you're doing in order to reflect that. But if what they're saying does not apply and you know that to be true, then just let it fly. Here it is. If it applies, modify. If not, let it fly. That should be your mantra when you are receiving feedback from your mock interview, because some feedback that you are going to receive is going to apply. And you're going to really want that. You're going to be like, wow, that is such a good insight. You are totally right. I am absolutely doing that. And I don't want to. And that's going to actually make a huge difference for me. I'm going to change that. I'm going to modify. But some other feedback that you might get is going to conflict with your strategy, or it might even be conflicting with your personal stance on certain things. Or you might just be like, they don't know what they're talking about. For all of those reasons, just let it fly. Just say, okay, thanks so much. That was awesome. I got to simulate the experience. It was incredible that I really was able to focus on my strategy, and that doesn't apply. So I'm just going to let that one fly. Okay. Those are your 3 tips to make the very most out of your mock interview. Now, if you love tips and strategies to help you win, hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything else. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments below. How do you make the most of your mock interview experience? What are some tips that you would have that you could share with our Win a Pageant community to help everyone be successful? I can't wait to hear from you. Check out these other videos for some more pageant content fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.